Hey everybody, Jackson here, and we'll be talking about. Sorry, I'll stop moving because I guess this camera is not really good unless I actually don't move very much. If I don't move very much, it's really good. But if I just, then you can see it's really blurry. So yes, we're gonna be talking about Legion because it's coming out soon, and I felt like, you know what, we gotta talk about this stuff right now, right? Because it's really happening. Let me put a whiteboard on there, and we're gonna start writing stuff like right here. Let me change the color. Let's make this thick. There you go. So we have all the zones, right? So first zone I'm gonna go through is called Val Sharra. Val Sharra is basically what I like to call Druidland. Lots and lots of stuff in there, including their area Dream Grove, which they get a portal to. Instead of getting the teleport to Moonglade, now you get a teleport to Dream Grove, and I think it's called Dreamway, the ability now, instead of teleport Moonglade. I think they might still have teleport Moonglade. I don't think they do though, because you can go to Moonglade from there's several portals in Dream Grove that you can access from there, which is really neat in some ways. And it's one of the three classes I really like. Druid is one of them because of that. You get to avoid as much as possible Dalaran, especially with the first few weeks where if you're on a big server, there's gonna be so many people playing and you have huge queues, so that's gonna mitigate some of the lag actually to go to Dalaran and crash and all that stuff. That's gonna help you a little bit by being a druid, a monk with Zen Pilgrimage, or a Death Knight with the Death Gate. Those three classes that don't necessarily need to go to Dalaran. The only way you need to go to Dalaran is if you do your profession quests, which there's plenty and it's really good. But again, if the take out of this is that you're gonna lag like crazy and not be able to progress very much, then you might as well avoid them as much as possible until the queues and the lag goes away, which it will eventually, like it always does. But again, let's go back to Val Sharra. So Val Sharra, basically, there's kind of like three areas. You have this area over here, which is it's Blackrock old. It's a huge castle. Like the scale of this is actually pretty impressive. And that's not just here, but it's really across Legions as overall. I really enjoyed the scale throughout the entire expansion, whether it's Suramar, Asuna, Eye Mountain especially, and Stormheim. Like, it is just so big. Like, everything is like, I think the only place you see it a little bit less is Val Sharra, but again, in Blackrock Old, you definitely see it because that keep is humongous. You get all kinds of dailies to do there, and as instances and stuff, it really is well done. It's really dark of an area. It almost feel like, especially the area around Blackrock Old feels a lot like the Worgen area, starter area. Feels a lot like that. Darker kind of shades to everything. Crows a little bit all over the place. You have also a lot of wolves, stuff like that. So again, really like that specific spot on the map. The lower part of Val Sharra is more like the kind of like druidish feel to it. Has lots of I guess I call them unicorns, whatever you want to call them, but they look like unicorns to me. And then the upper part looks completely corrupted, where you see the tree there, all like, you know, with no nothing on it and all that. That part seems more like a corrupted area than anything else. There's a lot of trees as well, but again, it's all corrupted by I guess Xavius and his minions and stuff. The other area here, let's go to High Mountain, where you have it's basically a mountain, kind of obviously a mountain, kind of like a mountain-ish area, but again, the scale of the mountains and everything is so, again, crazy, humongous, and it's partly why a lot of people will recommend that you get those gliders, because you want to actually you can fly for quite a while with the gliders, or if you're a Demian Hunter, use your wings and just fly away for quite a while. So again, High Mountain, really good area, lots and lots to do. There's a snowy area, and then there's a non-snowy area. The snowy area is actually more around here. Lots and lots of of mountains and stuff and things to go through, and it's very high level area as well. So you don't want to go there too early because then you're gonna get smashed. But you want to go there, and the reason being is some of the class, not the class, but the professions, especially the gathering ones like mining, and I believe it's not a leather worker mining. What's the other one? At least for sure mining goes there, and I think leatherworking goes there as well at some point. Anyways, as you level through the quests from your gathering profession, mining especially for sure, you actually end up having to go back around this area here that I just pointed out. You will go there, right? So it's not fun to go there as a lowbie, especially if you can't stealth or if you're not a tank. Now that might have changed, but I think they want it that way so that you don't overdo it really fast and then actually get more yield from all the nodes that you gather stuff from. But again, I think that thing is really neat. Also, it allows you can also fly from the back here all the way into Suramar and stuff and visit and get some flight paths, stuff like that. Can be really good to do at the very beginning, or not at the very beginning, but at some point throughout your questing through professions. The other part over here, there's like a lot of like murlocs kind of area here. What else? Let's see. I'm trying to remember all the species. The drug bars are pretty much in the middle, all over throughout, and there's a bunch also in the south as well. There's also that river here, which used to have. Well, it doesn't exist anymore. But that river, you could actually. There's a barrel up here, which you can still use, right at the top, which is really near. Trying to remember the name of it. It's the Hunter area in Legion, which is right around this area here. Well, there's a barrel over here too that you can actually use, and then actually go all the way down the river to the bottom over here somewhere. And they used to have a chest that would actually be going down that, and it might still be there actually. I think it is. The only thing is the item that you used to give you was a ring that allowed you to water walk no matter what. Like you could actually get hit by whatever creatures, and you still stay at on top of the water instead of like going down like it normally does, like a Dead Knight example with the buff kind of thing. But with the ring again, it didn't matter. Even if you were fighting and you got hit, you still stayed at on top of the water and just kept fighting, which is really, really awesome. But so many people complained and bitched that we were getting screwed with the mounts, the striders, that they basically removed it. But the mount is nothing compared to that ring, because again, you could use the mount and still stay at the top because you have that buff from the ring. And then when you actually got dismounted, you still stayed on top. I mean, again, we complained, but I don't think people knew exactly that this ring was there, and it's there every time pretty much. As soon as you get close to a specific spot in there, that chest starts scrolling down in the water, going through the rapids and everything. But again, too late now, I guess, for the real version. It's just going to be a normal ring with nothing special about it. What else? I think this area is pretty much it. Then we go into Stormheim. Stormheim, honestly, I think it's my favorite zone. I just love the design. I love that huge ass dwarf statue with an axe and everything. I mean, there's also the lightning effects. Lightning and thunder effects are just out of this world. Love it. Great stuff. And again, the scale of things is ridiculous again. This area over here, mostly all like drakes. Tons and tons of drakes. And then the beach area here has a lot of... this area here, especially, has a lot of Scourge, Undead, stuff like that. Little ships and all that crap. Dwarves. There's like a little alliance and a horde conflict in this area here on the beach. But besides that, just a little bit south of that, then it's all drakes. Then here we have a lot of like all kinds of creatures. Here again, a humongous keep with Vrykul kind of people. Also around here a little bit as well. Then here we have some Vrykul, again lots of Drakes as well. Like again, it's that's the feel, really. Lots of Drakes, Vrykul kind of people, or I don't know. I think they have a new name now. I'm trying to. But anyways, you know what I'm saying when I'm saying Vrykul, like big ass fucking human like things, and also the winged creatures. Anyways, there's a bunch in there as well. But again, that zone is so well done. Really, again, my favorite, I think, in the entire expansion. Suramar, obviously, with the elves, the high elves in there. And it's this area here is massive again. The scale, again, I think I probably said that at least 15, 20 times already. The scale of everything in Legion particularly, but like in Suramar, like that city, it feels like it's never ending. Really, really well done again. And around, there's all kinds of things around it as well. But again, most of the city, obviously, all the elves in there and a bunch of arcane kind of ish creatures. And they're looking, there's like a new currency in that area that you get from killing mobs and stuff that you'll need to unlock all kinds of dailies and other things. It looks very fun. It looks a little different than what we've been getting lately, which has been just a drag. This seems a lot better because you unlock other things and then it unlocks a few other characters and stuff, and they have a speaking part and stuff. It's not just okay, I'm gonna do this until I get exalted, and it's the same quest over and over and over and over again until you can't fucking do it anymore. Here, like I said, you gather this arcane stuff. And I'm trying to remember, I don't know exactly the name of it, but it's arcane something. Anyways, you gather the stuff and eventually you get enough and you can do stuff with it. So again, I really like Suramar, but again, Suramar is also your max level area too. Asuna, which is I'm trying to find, I think it's this area here, is mostly demon invasion stuff. Your demon hunter, if you get a demon hunter, you're going to basically be going there pretty much right away without having much of a choice. One of the two guys, I think it's Kane and another, there's like two demon hunters that you have to pick between one or the other, and you actually go to this area and all that stuff. And then eventually, I'm not going to go into details, but anyways, you go there for certain things. Everybody else can go as well, but we're not going for the exact same things that the demon hunters do go for. Then this area here, a lot of hippogriffs. Also a little bit of unicorn, stuff like that. So a couple of missions. A lot of leatherworking missions in this area as well. Let me reset all that because there's a lot of drawing. But again, demon invasion mostly here. This area, actually, pretty much this entire area here is all Nagas, especially like these big ass sea giants. That's mostly what you'll see there. And then this area here is more like arcane stuff, and then this part of it is mostly the left part is mostly dragonkin, stuff like that. And then the other part is there's a bit of, actually there's a little bit of demons in this top area here. There's a little bit of a theme park there. But yeah, again, Asuna I would try to avoid, to be honest, because this area here where the demons are sounds like it's going to be a pain in the ass, I think, coming Legion time. But and it's usually most of the quest starts there. You could go somewhere other if you want to go. I would go other routes. The only problem with Asuna is most of the profession starts there. So if you want to keep doing your profession quests, which you want to do, because if you don't do profession, if this hasn't changed the rate since I've played it, like all these, you'll do all 4 zones, and you'll still not be at 110. Which is really annoying, right? So you want to. There's other ways around it, which I don't know if they will be fixed, but there's some talks that the Warlords of Draenor, all the treasures in there, gives a ton of XP no matter what level you have. So if you still have lots of treasures in Draenor, you can go back and do that. But again, you got to be careful as well, because you do not want to get to 110 and have a ton of stuff to level in Broken Isles. I would do everything in Broken Isles first, and then if you have a need for more because you're not at 110, then do those other things. But definitely do all the stuff in the 4 zones, because you want to get all those pillars and all that stuff that will carry on through the next part of Legion. But again, if you don't do that, there's ramifications in the sense that once you get to max level, your weapon is not leveled as high as it needs to be, and your gear is shit. Let's be honest, your gear at 110 becomes complete shit. Until 110, your gear is amazing. You're a rock star, you have no problems. But you hit 110, and then it's like, okay, they decide, okay, well, 110 mobs should be really difficult because you're brand new and you don't have any gear. So you have to start doing all these quests, which I suggest doing in a group, all the world quests out there. Start doing them with a group, that way it's much easier on you, and then you can start getting these pieces of gear here and there that will help you out a little bit on top of doing the dungeons and all that. But again, do not, I mean, for fuck's sakes, don't go there on your own, unless, again, if there's a group, I guess you can tag whatever mob they're attacking and get credit for it, which can work as well. But again, be careful, because again, we can't fly either, so stuff will aggro you, and you'll either have to run the fuck away, or you'll be, like, killed several times over, and then you'll be angry. Because again, I cannot stress over enough that from at 109, you'll be killing one mob, and you'll be rocking it, and then you'll be going at 110, same mob, and then you'll be struggling. So it's just something to expect with that, right? So as far as the professions are concerned, I suggest leatherworking. I think it's the one that I've enjoyed the most so far. Lots of quests, and then you because you have to upgrade all your mail and leather patterns in leatherworking, so you have lots and lots of going back and forth. But again, at the beginning, for a beginner character, maybe not leatherworking, because unless you plan on not going to Dalaran to avoid it, again, like I said, because the lag is going to be intense in Dalaran in my mind, so if you can avoid it, probably better. So maybe do everything else, and then after, at the very end, start doing all the leatherworking stuff. There's definitely some choices to make there for sure. Obviously, I didn't talk about Taldranat, but it's not, I think they can that part. And this big ass island over here, we went there, but it's basically it's one of the dungeons instances. You go there, but there's no mobs, but it's the exact same replica. I'm trying to remember the name of the dungeon. So again, I flew there straight from Dalaran, which is obviously here, if you didn't know. Yeah, I flew there with my Demon Hunter all the way down here, and it's the same thing as one of the dungeons. I could actually go check it out, but I'll put it in the comments. So yeah, my favorite zone, again, Stormheim. The only thing with Stormheim is it starts, you go into the big main building in Dalaran with the tower and everything, where Khadgar is. You go there, and then you go in through a scenario, and then the scenario has been buggy in alpha and a little bit in beta. So again, if it's still buggy, that could be a problem. But if it's not, after that, it's smooth sailing and very, very, very good. Lots of XP, lots of quests. Really like it. But again, remember that at the end, you're going to do pretty much every quest in all 4 zones, and you're still going to need some more to get to 110 if you're doing it through leveling. So doing a few dungeons here and there are not the worst idea in the world. So again, anyways, you need to get the pillars, so you might as well do the dungeons at the very end of each of the zone to get credit for the quests, and also get the pillar and all that stuff. So again, it's all good if you do those. High Mountain had a lot of troubles in certain areas, especially I think it's called Tunde Totem, like the main town, which is around this area here that I'm drawing on, around this here. There's this massive structure, and there's been lots and lots of bugs and problems, NPCs not showing up and stuff like that in alpha, and I hope they're all gone when it comes to live, with all the amount of people that we never know how these things turn out when everybody's playing at the same time and shit starts to crash and shit. Hopefully it runs smooth, but if it doesn't, that could be a major problem if these things reappear, where you cannot talk to the next to the quest giver to get the next quest, and then that guy unlocks a plethora of other quests, and you can't do it because you can't see the quest giver. So again, hopefully that doesn't happen, but that's one of the reasons I'm kind of. And there's also another quest. Actually, I think it's around the mountains around here, around this area. There's a cave that you go into. It's right after a nice cinematic with one of the you see one of the war chief with a big ass hammer, and he makes this huge ass fucking thing with by striking his hammer somewhere, and then you go into this cave to chase after him. And I'm not gonna go any further than that, but anyways, you go in there, and once you come out, it doesn't give you credit for the quest because you have to escape to the cave to actually get credit, and it just didn't work. And there was several other tricks that I've used that worked around that, but again, I don't know if what will happen with the end result on live. They're going to be all fixed, no problems, and smooth sailing, or is there still going to be some problematic part there? But again, with those two things, and again, the Tunde Totem area, the problem was also that it was fixed one week and then it was back the next week, and that's why I like High Mountain a lot, but I don't know if I would really want to go in there at launch. Again, don't forget that you will at some point have to go through every zone anyway, but I would probably wait until like there's less craziness in the first week and stuff like that, and people start like being reasonable with playtime. Val Sharra I liked. Very good zone, worked really well. There was not too many problems on alpha. So again, there was, I think, one quest that was a problem in this in the undead, well, not undead, but the nightmare-ish area. Everything else was running pretty smooth. Trying to remember if there was other. No, yeah, again, it was mostly there. Asuna was running again smooth, except the demon area. There's so many people going there, there's not enough demons, honestly. Things die quite fast, and if you're not quick at tagging anything, if you don't have good abilities to tag, you're just gonna sit there idle and not get anything done, which sucks. That's again why I'm not. And also, there's a lot of quests that have percentages gauge, like you have in Talan Jungle for the Apex C stuff, which can be annoying as well because you have to kill a lot of demons or click on certain things to gain percentages. And again, we don't fly, so it's can be a little bit annoying. The rest of it was pretty good. There was a few bugs here and there, but again, nothing major. And also because all the professions go there or need to go there, or just about, you can expect there's going to be a lot of people in Asuna. Like I said, Suramar, no one's going to go there because it's a max level area. It makes no sense to go there first. And that's really it, really, for a little bit of a rundown on all the zones for Legion. If you have any questions, feel free. You can always come on my stream /SHIM54. I'm streaming on a daily basis. Again, thanks for watching, guys, and see you later. Enjoy Legion!